Monique here with Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be teaching you how to make eye pins. So you're going to need a measuring surface, you'll need an anvil, Sharpie marker, flush cutters, round nose pliers, and your hammer. Now I'm using aluminum wire for this. I get it from the hardware store. It's 8mm aluminum welding wire. And I really like working with this stuff, and it's not expensive at all. So if I mess up, it's no big deal. So let's get started. So first I'm just going to take a piece. Now I work right off my spool when I make these. Okay, so the first thing I do is I decide how big of a circle I want my head pin to have. So I'm going to mark on my pliers. This is where the Sharpie came in. I'm going to mark on my pliers. See my little mark? Now, that's what I'm going to line up with the edge of my wire. So, I grasp my wire right at the very edge. I turn it around, okay, until it's touching the other side. And then I give it a simple bend back. Then I measure how long. I like to have longer eye pins. So I snip it. I'm doing 3 inches here. So I'm snipping it at 3 inches. And then you want to harden it, because last thing you want is your eye pin, to bend all out of shape. So taking your hammer, not using the metal side, but using the nylon side, you want to just harden it by hammering it. And go a fair way up the stem too. And we just give that a hammer. And then we turn it to the other side. And we give it a hammer. Now this is not flattening it. That is not the purpose. This is just hardening the wire so that it holds its shape better. You also can run it through your fingers to help harden it. Or if you have some nylon pliers, you can put it through that. I like to use eye pins quite often when I make bracelets, when I make earrings. As we all know, I love making earrings. It's like the perfect size project for me. And you just give it a good harden and you put it to the side, and you can use it whenever you want. So let's just try it again. So you take your wire right off the spool. I always clip the end because I want it to be flat. So I put the flat end of my pliers towards the wire. Then I take my pliers and I look for my mark. And I put the wire right in the pliers, and then I just turn the pliers until the wire touches, and then I turn back 1 turn. I measure it out. Like I said, I'm doing 3 inches, and I cut it. If it's curved, because mine's coming off a spool, it's curved. And then you harden. And whenever I make eye pins, I usually make a good 10 or 20 of them at a time so that I can just have them ready for a project. If I get inspired and I want to try something out, they're already made and I don't have to fart around with that aspect. And make sure what you do to one side, you do to the other. And the point here is not to flatten the wire. You're just toughening it up. And you can run it through your fingers too. And then put it to the side. So here we are. We already have 2 nice head pins. We'll do a couple more so that you're sure to know. Now I take some off of my spool. I bring my pliers. I put the wire right to my mark. Can you see that? Right to my mark. Okay. Then I wrap it around until it's touching. And then I grab it from the other side and I give it just one little nudge back. Measure it on my measuring board to my 3 inches. Give her a snip. Straighten it out with my fingers. And then harden. And like I said, you don't harden to flatten. You're not hammering to flatten. If you wanted to flatten, you would use the metal end of your hammer, but you're using the nylon end, which is just helping harden it. And then you can do the other side if you want, so that the whole length is hardened. And like I said, I like mine extra long because then I can do all kinds of things with it. Give it a harden. So, one more time. Take your pliers. Snip your wire so that you have a nice clean edge. There we go. Take your wire, put it right to your mark in your pliers. Right to the mark. Oops. Right to the mark. Then we twist till we touch. See how we're touching? Then we go back one little turn. Then we measure. Then we snip. And then I straighten with my fingers. And we harden. Harden, harden. Now I got my little anvil here from eBay actually. I ordered it in the mail and got it in 6 to 8 weeks. But I use it for everything and it works like a hot darn. And my little hammer, I don't even remember where I got it. I had it for so many years. So we're just hardening the whole thing. And if you're doing this properly, you'll feel that your wire really does get harder. Whoops, wrong side. There we go. Let me just give it a good harden. So now we have 4 little eye pins. And is it easier to see them on the black? 4 eye pins. And as I said, these are great for using to make earrings or bracelets. And I usually make 10 at a time. And that's how you make an eye pin. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share my videos. Have a great day.